In shadows we lurk, in shadows we play. This is Night Shift.
So I have had a chat before with just Adrian, but we haven't had the opportunity to have the wonderful Emma along with us, who was the fantastic violin player of Cadence Noir. So obviously we have previously met Adrian on my interviewing stuff.
My apologies.
Yeah, sorry about that, everyone. Cadence Noir, as anyone who's been following what I do for a while, I did meet some time ago in Nottingham. I didn't expect to like, oh god, not another sort of metal band, but I absolutely fell in love with the absolutely incredible vibrancy and energy of everything. So what do I find to talk about that I didn't cover with Adrian? Well, obviously, we can just largely ignore him and talk to the fabulous Emma, obviously. So, Emma, how did you even get involved with Cadence Noir then?
Well, it's almost the opposite way to the way a lot of these band things go, in that I got involved with Adrian first, and he spotted that I had a violin in the corner of my room that I hadn't played for over 10 years, made me get it out and put up with the whole cats in a bag being hit with a baseball bat, getting back into playing it bit. Patience of a saint. And we sort of took it from there. And that became the sort of songwriting thing. He writes it, we jam it, and then we take it to the rest of the band.
So how was it? Where did you come from sort of in your sort of musicality in violin playing, and how was it adapting that to Cadence Noir?
Learning to play by ear was the most challenging. I had to learn to jam basically because my background was very classical, and I sort of very much kind of you don't play unless you've got the sheet in front of you and someone waving at you with a stick.
Yeah.
So having to sort of learn to break away from that was the most challenging part, but now it's something that when people come and ask me about sort of getting into playing violin other than in a classical ensemble, that's what I recommend that they do.
So Adrian, what made you feel, why did you feel you wanted to add the violin to Cadence Noir, and you felt it fit with that sound, sort of you wanted specifically that sound, or just was it simply that violin was there, so let's see what it sounds like with it?
Pretty much, as we've discussed before, the whole reason our band formed was an open mic and jam sessions, because all the previous bands we'd been in, I was in like what I presumed were, new metal type bands. So Nick was in his kind of sludge stoner doom thing, Tom pirate metal. We were all constantly trying to write to a brief. The whole point of Cadence Noir was it doesn't matter. And obviously, when I discovered Emma played violin, I was like, let's jam, fuck it. But literally, there was no intention, no idea how we were going to weave in. It was like, knock yourself out.
And how's Emma sort of helped influence the sort of mode of your writing, perhaps, and like the way sort of Cadence Noir seemed to go musically? Has the sort of, maybe even if not sort of intentionally sort of writing to be that, has it perhaps sort of, you think maybe maybe it has influenced it, but has it perhaps sort of somehow maybe accidentally guided it in that way, you think?
No, very much, because like I said early on, it was much more literally like our very early stuff was just bluesy kind of stuff, improv, pentatonic, that type of mode. And then once I wrote a song called Spark, and I wrote the lick on
the show previously.
And when I heard my lead guitar with Emma on the violin doubling it, like a lot of songs we've written since, like Traveller, Statuesque, Weighing Owls, I specifically wrote a lick because I'm like, this is going to sound huge with the violin. So like I said, a lot more of the folk elements of our thing you've heard a lot of them at your events. It's the dual violin with the lead that it just sounds. I said, but I'm not saying we've got a sound, but if we have anything, it's that.
I think I a lot, but anyway, I have felt sort of in the past, and you may well have entirely got sort of a similar sort of comparison before, but obviously the Pogues tends to come to my mind as to.
We have that one before?
Not since that folk night in Derby. But I like that one.
That's kind of my only real frame of reference for the sort of thing that you do.
One of the things that I enjoy most about our sound, and that like people who know more bands that have violin, is that like I don't think of myself as a lead instrument or as decoration. I think of myself as rhythm with the occasional riff. And there's a lot of bands out there where they're well known for having a violin, but its function is mainly decorative.
Yeah.
Like, Ed Allen Johnson can write an entire 100-minute double CD concerto.
Yeah, it's just like the Purple Electric Violin Concerto.
Yep. Not to be driven with because accelerator. But at the same time, when he is guesting with a band, his function will be mainly decorative. He'll appear about 3 times over the course of a single song, and there's a lot of other bands that the function is kind of as a kind of, and here's the violin, and then they go back to sort of standing around, and I like that Ed doesn't make me stand around. He makes me do stuff.
But you kick off because at the moment, because like the whole, like I'm never uncomfortable with the whole frontman vibe, right? You've seen us live. I am one side or the other. I never go in the centre because I just don't like it. Like usually you'll see with our full band set up, me and Nick go left and right, Tom and Emma, bass and violin, go in the middle.
Like the children between a bickering married couple.
But like I've genuinely said, and as I said, you had some drama earlier, we've been saying it, this band is all 5 of us, not one person.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't work. As much as I know you've had me and Tom coming,
yeah,
me and Emma have played acoustically.
You were fabulous.
The whole band is, you know what? Well, for me anyway, I very much love playing with the full band.
Yeah. I mean, to some extent, that is why I wanted to sort of have the full band thing. I mean, you were obviously completely fabulous, and a shame Emma couldn't make it. It's unfortunately due to regrettable injury.
Broke your wrist. Yeah, that's why. Sorry, I forgot. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
That's why
he just doesn't care.
That's
about
how well I've recovered.
Oh, that is bad.
See you fully back to 100% playing now. Then yes.
And snowboarding.
And snowboarding as well. Yes.
Yep.
How does that? Do you do snowboarding on your arm then?
So what I've learned is that if I'm going to fall over, go like that.
Right. Yeah.
Not like that.
Yeah. Good plan.
Broke your arm, sorry.
I fell over running yesterday and scraped my knee to pieces, so I've actually got quite a plaster on that. But I managed to sort of twist myself so I didn't completely destroyed half my back instead, so that's fun. So for possibly the first time ever, I've got a load of scars down my back. Well, screech. But anyway, that's another exciting story.
I feel terrible. I was just saying to him shortly ago that me and Emma have been together for 15 years, and that's not the worst thing I've forgotten. Recently I had to go and get a prescription for it, and people in the queue were like, because I had to ring Emma to ask for a date of birth, and a guy behind me was literally like, oh. I was like, yeah, that's bad. Sorry, darling, love you.
That's okay, Albert, love you
too. Also, being as I said, we have Emma here. You've got certain significant gothy proclivities yourself, having done some considerable DJing fantastically in recent times, at the very least.
Yeah, it started by accident. I suggested to Greg, Such Horrors, Spire Circle, Reliquia, that we should start a goth night. And the next morning, while I was very hungover and not remembering what I'd actually said to him, I got a message saying, it's a great idea, I'll talk to Grand Central, let's do it. And it sort of spiralled from there, really.
Yeah.
And so now we're looking at, we've got a monthly night, it's the first Tuesday of every month. It's called Apparitions, apparitions._MCR on Insta and all that jazz. And we have a lot of fun. We get guest DJs in, and
we're also gigging with Greg.
Yeah.
Is it Spire Circle or Reliquia?
It's Reliquia.
Reliquia, that's in Stockport at some point.
The Spinning Top in Stockport in July. Yep. So that's been quite a kind of growing relationship between those sort of bands as well. So it's almost like we're sort of developing a bit of a northern powerhouse that isn't reliant on some of the more traditionally associated towns,
right,
she said diplomatically.
I feel like we should mention your gig,
Yes, I mean,
Definitely.
obviously we have you coming along to play Doncaster in just over a weekend.
What's the name of the venue again?
The venue is the Unitarian Church in Doncaster. It says Hallgate, but that's kind of just a continuation of High Street.
Right.
And High Street doesn't last very long in Doncaster. It's about, 200 yards, and then it changed into Hallgate. So that's...
Is it a door job tickets?
we're just doing donations to the charity. Well, it's donations which are 50% to charity and 50% towards hopefully covering some costs of. It's just, and I'm sure you quite utterly agree, there's been so much sort of hate and sort of making transgender people to be practically public enemy number one lately, and things like the HRC ruling, guidance, and Starmer welcoming the Supreme Court ruling. It's been driving me mad, and it just feels like it's, to my mind, and I've said this, anyone who's following what I do has seen me say this many millions of times, I just feel that it's possibly one of the things that is sort of very significantly on the rise. And I know racism is hugely around as well, but it's just, with this being something kind of new, sort of very prominent and very much on the rise and targeting a lot of my friends, I want to try and do something to combat it. I'm sure you feel the same.
I think operating in a genre where so much of the aesthetics is genre fluidity anyway, it's incredibly important. And in terms of like, not just as not just as somebody who is queer and supports trans rights anyway, but also as a feminist, I think the fact that the EHRC ruling and the new government guidance effectively makes it more dangerous for everybody involved.
Yeah.
Because of the kind of like the rules around the rules around bathroom. Like, why is everybody so upset? Like, we've got 2 gender neutral toilets in this house.
Yeah.
Which admittedly is not like quite a lot of houses which only have 1.
Yeah.
Maybe we should go for try and form the ultimate hate group. We'll take everyone in your fabulous audience group. We'll all go over to France and row back on a dinghy.
Yeah. Sounds perfect. Yeah. Transgender people in a dinghy. Yeah, it's transgender migrants that come to destroy the world.
Heads explode across the country.
Turn the white.
Which one do I hate more?
Red.
I mean, it's got to be the way, I think, just to. But we've got to try and find ways of combating this hate. I mean, I've had friends who are cisgender and have been questioned about their gender going into a toilet. It's just, this has to stop, this utter madness, and defining what is man and is woman in terms of appearance is just absolute crazed madness. But I've said this a million times, and I don't just...
Quite aside from that, it's the absolute creepiness of it as well. Like, the sexualisation of children and young people based around their personal identity and their friendship and romantic preferences. Like, I'm sorry, but the people that I would not want around children in my care, not having any of my own, but having worked with children for decades, like, I know who I consider more dangerous.
This is now a good time to just double check with you. Do you have a lot of friends in the upper echelons of the guiding community?
Of the what?
Guiding community?
No.
Well, they didn't seem to mind that I had my Progress Pride and For All Girls and Trans Rights badges on when I went to an awards ceremony of the week. We've made it absolutely clear that our unit is still open for all girls.
Yes.
So we should point out Emma is a guide leader, and they recently made some shit decisions.
I couldn't, like, part of me feels part of me feels a little bit like a sort of like an out and proud gay Catholic. Hi sis. But like, and slightly hypocritical for it, but at the same time I feel like someone's got to be inside that organisation to support the people who want to stay in it and to help, you know, be there to pick up the pieces when people finally see sense.
Yeah, definitely. We need. There can be that sort of temptation, perhaps, to jump out when you face those sort of issues cropping up. But as you say, if there's no one left to try and fight for what's right, then
it just becomes an echo chamber of prejudice and outdated thinking.
Yeah.
I apologise for embracing any stereotypes around Doncaster or its people. We've suffered a similar result here, but if just out of curiosity, given, you know, the community nature of this event, maybe you should reach out to your local council for support.
Well, there's that perhaps, you know, and Reform will love the idea, right? Well, I mean, to be fair, we do have a pride
Reform, I mean...
you know, as you say, to be fair, we do have a pride flag flying in the town, so maybe it's not too bad. And we do have Doncaster Council Reform members saying that we should really properly look into the UFOs situation around Doncaster.
Oh!
Did you see that video going around, the Reform councillor? That was
I
Doncaster.
was not aware of that. That is really interesting.
Yeah.
But one of my
fucking objects.
Yeah, yeah, the people who run the council, yeah.
I know the people who actually run the council will continue to run the council. The people who are blowing hot air will continue to blow hot air, and you know they only meet in the chamber. But like that's really, really interesting because one of my secret not so guilty pleasures is like mysteries, UFOs, and all of that nonsense. So I'll be looking out for updates.
You're providing me endless material to fire down that mic at your gig, bro. You know I can be abrasive.
Oh yeah, Doncaster is famous for many things, like say producing Jeremy Clarkson, for example.
Right. Is it Doncaster?
So the town's
Yeah.
Railway Records is great though. Is that still there?
Not something I've ever known of.
Oh
I
right,
knew
no, it was
I knew Track Records.
no Railway like this is going back a couple of decades now.
I mean, I go back a bit further than a couple of decades, but I've never known Railway Records. But
it might have been called. It's got a little picture of a steam train on the sign.
Not something that rings the bell for me. Whereabouts were they? Do you know?
Near the railway station.
Strange,
Sold
yeah.
vinyl. I bought the best of Nick Cave from there.
I'm gonna have to. That's very interesting. I bought that on
So
CD.
to wrap this up on a note about your gig, why the venue?
Because it's there.
Right, excellent. We
I-
were discussing like the rock scene or lack of in Doncaster. I was just
Yeah,
wondering why
I
you
mean-
picked that place.
I opted for the venue because I went to an event there and played an event there last year. Love Music, Hate Racism, which is happening again this year in July. And I thought this would be a fabulous place to put a gig on just like that. So I thought, well, I did actually originally sort of have, I mean, also with it being my 50th birthday this year, I thought, let's do something fancy for it. So let's try and do something a bit bigger. I had originally hoped to get Miranda Sex Garden for it, but that fell through after they had some issues with certain promoters.
How many artists cancelled on you before you booked us?
I definitely didn't just go to Cadence Noir because there was no one left to go to. Cadence Noir were always on my list of people I absolutely wanted for the thing.
We've done a few gigs for you now, man.
Well, you've done 2?
3. I'm sure there was a third, or am I just confusing it with one?
There was one we were going to do which got cancelled in Sheffield.
Right, okay.
That was going to be a Halloween time show.
And then we played with, well, the first time we met, we played with you in Nottingham.
Yeah,
Obviously,
I
me and Tom
And then
did
there
the
was
cemetery.
Blackpool.
Yeah.
Well, Blackpool. Yeah.
Blackpool, that counts, yeah. So it's 3 and a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Once we get past this next one, anyway, it'd be 3 and a bit, I think, or something. I don't know. I'm getting all confused.
Full band, anyway.
Yes, this is the first time we've got the full band to play, but it will be like
apologies
4th
in
time
advance.
together or something.
Mhm.
I don't know, something
Yeah.
like that. But
Yeah, it sort of got us on the instalment plan.
yeah, we've been working on it.
And Derek's going to get up with us. We're going to have a little jam after this.
Yeah,
We won't ruin the surprise for you though.
we're gonna do.
Well, I just put you on the spot.
We're gonna do Freebird.
That's it, yeah.
Yep. He's singing the solo.
Freebird into Thunderstruck into Sweet Home Alabama into a whole lot of Rosie.
Yeah.
Finishing up with some Kid Rock.
What's? Oh yeah, Kid Rock's my favourite artist of all, and a bit of Vanilla Ice too, maybe.
Ooh,
People
So
say
yeah.
what's embarrassing? When I was a teenager, he was one of my favourite artists.
I'd like to play that funky music by Vanilla Ice.
Yeah, but you were probably wearing those trousers anyway.
I was not wearing any particular. I think I was just wearing jeans, pretty much like I do now. But
Okay.
I was probably wearing blue jeans at the time, though, as opposed to black.
I recently bought a pair of shiny jeans that are about that size.
Yeah, I never dressed in any kind of remarkable way until I was like in my 30s, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ah, fair enough.
Not until, I mean, I didn't wear makeup until like 12 years ago or something. I first wear more makeup at a gig in Manchester, actually,
Whereabouts?
at Retro Bar.
Believe it or not, that was our first gig in Manchester as well. Was there as many people there that night as there was for us?
There were quite a few, yeah, actually. It was quite busy. Run by Kurt Dirt Hardware.
Mm-hmm.
The promoter who booked us didn't even turn up. We played to the headliners, they played to us.
Oh,
Oh, and my dad, who was seeing his ass because he had to pay to get in.
And Tommy from Andraste.
Oh, and Tommy from Andraste.
Who
Oh,
was
you
the
know what?
only paying
We
customer,
ended up
basically.
playing at Bloodstock as a result of that empty
Wow,
gig, so it
yeah.
wasn't a complete
Oh,
fucking
see,
waste
you
of time.
are a pretty massive band to have obviously played Bloodstock, you know.
Twice.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
You know, so this
Not
is
since 2018, though.
but still, what a claim to fame to have played Bloodstock. That's pretty fantastic, isn't it? How did it go at Bloodstock anyway? I mean, I've played the videos of you there a few times.
So 2014 was an actual booking of our band when the Jaeger stage was actually an acoustic thing. We were a very different prospect of the band we are now. But 2018 was obviously we won the Metal to the Masses thing in North Wales.
Right.
So we played the New Blood stage, and we are a very good crowd. It can be hit and miss on that stage, and I'm not just saying this. Like I'm sure plenty of you guys have been and seen the New Blood stage. We rammed it. We absolutely rammed it out. They were queuing outside.
It was terrifying.
It might have helped. It might have helped that it did piss it down about 10 minutes before our set. That's
That was an
true.
advantage.
So yeah, but we clashed with Power Trip. I don't know if you know them. I'm a big fan of all the bands on that weekend. I didn't
I
want to
don't
clash
know.
them.
I don't know
They
about
were
metal.
a
Oh, right,
very
yeah,
big
that
thrash
fucking
band.
big thrash.
Yeah.
And
All I know
sadly,
about
Sim
metal
passed
music
away
is
not too long
basically
after.
it sucks.
Oh dear me. Oh, actually, fuck off. We discovered before this. Me and Emma are dog people. He's a cat person.
Yeah.
I don't
Disgusting.
mind that, actually.
I'm no longer friends with you. I'm going now. Bye.
We're just acquaintances. It's fine.
I'm just going to say guinea pigs and leave it there.
All right. Yeah. So, what do people most need to know about Cadence Noir before we finish?
That's when you can go and get food.
The more you drink, the better we sound.
Is there a bar?
No,
No. Is it a bring your own?
it is bring your own. There's
Amazing.
plenty of bars.
Is there a
sort of-
corking fee?
What? Sorry.
Corking fee.
Well, it might have to be, won't they, you know.
You should actually. I'd agree with that for a charitable event. If you bring your own booze, like $5 on the door or something.
We just want people in there.
Okay, fair enough. I'll be joining that now.
There's loads of boozeries around. There's pubs like surrounding the venue and like off licenses that are busy being raided by the police over the road.
And you can go and explore all these delights whilst we're on stage.
Indeed. Oh, and excitingly in Doncaster yesterday, I think it was, or day before, there was a sniper on top of the block of flats in the centre shooting at people on the bridge.
Wow.
Really?
Yes, this is absolutely true.
Was it not just somebody high with a pool cue?
Someone who was actually shooting at
Wow.
people on the bridge. No one was harmed as far as I know, but there was a sniper in Doncaster. Yeah,
You're selling this gig, mate. You're really selling this gig.
Oh,
It's
just
going
like-
to be urban, edgy, and exciting.
Yeah, just the sort of place you want fancy goths, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Alright,
We'll bring the
okay.
glamour.
As I've said many times, I do absolutely love what you do as Cadence Noir. It's just so vital and full of energy and such. I mean, call it goth, I don't know, but it's whatever it is. I think it's incredibly enjoyable. And Adrian, you have a fantastic connection on stage. You're brilliant on the mic between songs. You've got such witty repartee. It's just absolute joy to always see you live, and just seeing that full band, which I really, really wanted for this. It's just going to be really, really good.
I look forward to it. We're looking forward to it as well, because we haven't gigged since March, so
Yes,
it's going to be a great weekend for us.
yes. Right, we'll see you there. So don't forget tinyurl.com/nsdonk26 is what you need to go to, or join the nightshift.uk and donate some money to the event, please. Woo.
One day I put my life in the